What's going on YouTube? Kevin here with Bullish Bears. Are you guys trying to get funded? Are you trying to pass an evaluation account and you're just having trouble? You keep blowing the evals over and over? Well, in this video, I'm going to cover some tips and tricks that are really going to help you guys improve and stop blowing these accounts, and will really help you to pass these accounts and to get you guys funded. So let's get to work. I'm going to show you guys right now exactly how I do things and some tricks to help you guys get funded too. Let's go. Alright guys, so before I get into the tips and tricks of this video, just real quick wanted to mention they are running a 71% off evaluations and half-priced resets, which actually is a fantastic sale for half-priced resets if you have like a $150,000 account that you need to reset, because that brings the reset only down to $50. So I'm going to scroll down here. I'm going to show you guys some of the stats by them. Total compensation to customers since 2022, $73 million. Now, a lot of people might be saying, oh, well, how do they pay out $73 million? How do they stay profitable? But we have to remember that these big brokers, it's not a broker, it's a prop firm. They're able to copy trade their best traders at a much higher scale. So if they see a consistent trader making $20,000 a month with them, they're going to go and copy that trader and say add a zero to that, right? Now they're going to be making $200,000. All of they have to do is click a button to set something to copy trade them, and they're making way more and they're turning a profit, and that trader is making money too. So to go on to the accounts, and just real quick, you receive 100% of the first 25K per account in 90-10 split. Beyond that, a lot of these other accounts will do an 80-20 split, 2 payouts per month, qualifying as little as 7 days, trade full size, no scaling, no daily drawdowns, trade on holidays, etc. Now let's take a look into the accounts. Now up here we have, and you have to be careful when choosing accounts, because we have your Rhythmic and Ninja Trader plans up here, and then if you scroll down we have the Tradeovate and Ninja Trader plans. These are the ones that I always recommend, because Tradeovate can be a much cleaner platform than Rhythmic. So let's take a look at the accounts, and I'll show you what I was talking about when we're not really trading a 25K account, right? It's almost like we're trading a $1,500 account or a $2,000 account, because when you lose $1,500 on a 25K account, that account's not blown in real life. You still have 23,500. However, to them, once you hit that certain threshold, that account's gone in their eyes. So I'm going to break down for you guys how I would trade this account and what size I would do with this. So again, you see how it's very even. It's 1,500 for the profit goal. It's 1,500 for the trailing stop. Daily drawdowns, none. It gives you trading view compatibility, which is fantastic. We live trade every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Well, every Monday through Friday for our community, but on YouTube, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Check us out. The 50K account, you see it starts to go away from each other a bit. The profit goal is 3,000. The trailing threshold is 2,500. Now you have 75K is 4,250, 2,750. And once we start getting to these bigger accounts, now we're doubling it. We're nearly doubling it. You have 6,500 trail stop on the $250,000 account, but you have to make 15,000. So that's why, in my opinion, I'd say the best big account to get would probably be the $150,000 account. Now, you really shouldn't be trading 17 contracts on this, because 17 contracts, if we're looking at ES, $50 a point per one contract. So we're looking at 50 times 17. That's $850 a contract. Now, if we divide that, if we do 5,000 divided by that 850, that would take you less than 6 wrong trades to blow this account right here. If you were trading the full max, and it ticked 1 point against you. Just 1 point. So when it says you have 17 contracts to trade, sure, you could put in orders and you could get filled for those 17, but that doesn't mean you should. We have to remember there will be tricks to this. Trading is not a casino. Trading is more educational than that. However, when we get into prop firms and things like this, we do have to be careful, because they do have to profit as well. So I'm going to break down into some slides for you guys. I'm going to show you guys exactly how I would trade these accounts, with what size, and some other tips and tricks to keep an eye on as well. So let's get into it. Alright guys, on to the best part of the video. We're going to go over the tips and tricks. So this portion, I'm going to go over tips for each account size, as I mentioned before. So with a $25,000 account, we have the goal of 1500, trail stop of 1500. Now, if we think about the 2% rule in trading, which is a huge rule out there where you should not risk more than 2% of your account size per trade. However, if you were to risk 2% of a 25K account in one of these funded accounts, you're risking $500 a trade, which only leaves you with 3 wrong trades, and that account is blown. Now, 2% of 1500, which is the trail stop and the target, is only $30. Now, to really only risk 30 to make, say, 60 or 90 for a 2-to-1, 3-to-1 risk to reward, sure, eventually you will pass the account. You won't blow it quickly at least. But it would take you a lot longer. So realistically, what I recommend, or what I let people know to do as well, is maybe risk 150 max per trade on these 25K accounts, because if you're doing a 2-to-1 risk to reward, you're risking 150 to make 300. If you're doing a 3-to-1 risk to reward, you're risking 150 to make 450. And what that does is it creates a quicker gain on your account while keeping your losses to a minimum. So a 2-to-1 risk to reward, it would take 5 correct trades for you to pass that evaluation account. But that's only if you take no losses. If you take a loss, you will have to get another gain so you can make that money back. But again, with a 2-to-1 risk to reward, you only really need 1 win to make up for that loss and then some. So with a 50K account, goals 3,000, trail stops 2,500. If we were risking 2% of 50K, it's $1,000, would only leave you with 2.5 trades, and that account's blown if you get 2.5 trades wrong, and we can't even take half a trade. 2% of 2,500 on the other hand is $50. Again, we're in a situation where you could do $50 your risk and do 3-to-1 risks or rewards, but to really only be gaining $150 per trade when your goal's 3,000, it's very small. It would take you a while, but again, we do have to trade at our own pace, so if that's what you're comfortable with, go for it. If we wanted to risk 250 per trade, with a 2-to-1 risk to reward, it would take about 6 correct trades in a row to pass that evaluation account, which also brings me to remind you guys, and this is a tip I'm going to go over in a little bit, but really only take the higher probability trades when we can. Don't be chasing, don't be executing just random trades, taking random trades. Be patient and execute high probability and high risk to reward trades. That's the best way to get funded on these accounts. $250,000 account, your goal's 15,000, trail stop 6,500. If you were risking 2% of a $250,000 account, that's $5,000. Your account's blown in a trade and then is blown in the next trade after that. 2% of 6,500 on the other hand is $130. So again, comes to them not risking $130 per trade on a $250,000 account. Let's risk 650, right? That way it gives you 10 incorrect trades in a row, and that's what I was doing with these prices, right? So 650, that is 10% of the trail stop. 250 is 10% of the 50K trail stop, and so on. And that's how I like to view these accounts, because again, once you have a good risk to reward ratio on these, all we're doing with risking, keeping our real risk per trade to an exact, is we're giving us the ability to get 3 or 4 good trades under our belt with a 2-to-1, 3-to-1, create that cushion, and then start to add more contracts. Then we could start to add more contracts, but don't start heavy out the gate with these accounts. We have to start smaller and trade smart. So for this next section, I'm just going to go over a few discipline tricks that I like to remind our members. And don't forget, join our community at bullishbears.com. We have live streams every day. I know I like to set up my alerts and set out some trades and some setups on ES and NQ during the day, as well as gold too. So let's see. So we have some tricks. Don't overtrade, like I mentioned before. Don't just be in and out, in and out. You don't have to trade. Just because the market's open does not mean you have to be in a trade. Don't rush. You don't need to pass the valuation in a day. If you see this other trader made 5,000 today and you only did 500, that's okay, because everybody's on their own journey. You have to take your journey one day at a time, one step at a time. Don't trade with heavy size, like I just mentioned before. Wait till you're in a funded account and you're able to grow some cushion. Once you're able to grow some cushion, you are able to add size to your trades because the trail stop stops at a certain price. Trade the trail stop, not the capital. Just like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, guys, if you're trading a $25,000 account, you can't be doing the 2% rule or you're going to blow the account in a few trades. You have to trade the trail stop on most of these accounts. More tips and tricks. So this one, you do not need to pass 1 day, 4 days, 7 days, 30 days. Trade at your pace. Guys, I can't emphasize that enough. I have tons and tons of members and tons of people who are learning, and what I tell each and every one of them, everybody's at their own pace, everybody's on their own journey. Some people scalp, some people day trade, some people like to swing trade. However, you cannot swing trade with these prop firms, you can only day trade with them. So it's really just taking it at your pace. Some people are comfortable with making $100 a day. Some people are comfortable making $1,000 a day or $2,000 a day. Trade at your pace. There is no rush. The market's not going anywhere. If you trade at your pace, you will see success sooner and you will see yourself learning in real time. Trade the eval like you would trade your funded account. So I know a lot of people sort of YOLO their eval accounts thinking, oh, well, if I pass it, I'll trade the funded one differently. But if you have that mindset, once you get to that funded one, it's going to mess with you. You're going to be like, oh, well, I've passed the eval really easy just going heavy in size. Why don't I just do that with my funded one and make some quick cash? Trading is not for quick cash. Never is, never will be. It's the hardest way to make easy money. We could sit at our computers and hit buy and sell at the wrong times and lose 10,000. We could sit at our computers and hit buy and sell at the right times and make 10,000. The market, it's the hardest way to make easy money. When you're funded, you can create more cushion. Guys, what do I mean by that? So if your trail stop is $2,500 for the $50,000 account, your trail stop will lock in on the funded account at $50,100. So it starts at the $47,500 and it goes up with your account size. But once you hit a certain point, when your account hits that $55,100, you'll have a $5,000 cushion instead of a $2,500 cushion, and then you're able to up your size, you're able to really profit more. So stay disciplined, stay focused, size lightly on your evals, and even size lightly on your funded until you pass the certain threshold to get yourself where you need to go. So this next one, I'm going to go over using multiple accounts and how you could really benefit from having multiple accounts. And there's many ways of doing this. You could use multiple accounts to allow you to size differently on some. You could use some as copy accounts or to even have some extra accounts in case you lose one. So let's say the market has been great to you. You're on a week streak, a 2-week streak, a 3-week streak. Once you start seeing you're doing good, you could start to size up a bit, right? Now, let's say the market starts to change. We get some a bit of a change in market sentiment, and you start losing a few. Okay, well, now it's time to either downsize, or maybe it's time to start trading on a separate account so I don't mess with any of the profits in this current account. That's what I really like about Apex too, guys, is we could withdraw twice a month from every account we have. So if you have 5 accounts, you could withdraw from all 5 accounts twice a month if you want. It's really great. So my whole thing is just get as many accounts as you can. You can do copy accounts if you're consistent with making $300 a day with micros, but as soon as you touch minis or as soon as you go heavier in size, you just can't handle the ups and downs. You can't handle looking at the price like that. Once you do a copy account and you make $300 on one account, those trades are copied to your second account. Now you really made $600 that day. Of course, it works for the opposite. You lose $300 on one account, you lose $300 on the other account, but it definitely does help with the psychological factor as well. You can also save accounts for when there's a shift in market structure, like I was just saying. Say you were in a 2-3 week win streak, then notice a shift in market. You can either size down or trade another account. Discounts on evals and resets. So guys, Apex Trader, I would recommend always use a discount code. I definitely recommend, of course, using the Bullish Bears discount code right up here. The reason I would recommend this one and not like their basic save 80, save 90 is because this one's going to give you the best current sale. So let's say they have save 90 running and you don't realize, but you put in this Bullish Bears code, you're going to get the save 90 anyways. What's cool about it too is sometimes us at Bullish Bears, we get special discounts that might not be running for Apex in general. So you're going to get that sale as well. So definitely make sure you get a discount code for that. Apex Trader normally runs different sales. They usually have a 50% off, like 365 all year long. They sometimes will run a 71% off, as you guys saw in the beginning of the video, and their best sales they run are their 80 and 90% offs, which normally come around holidays, Easter, Black Friday, Thanksgiving, and sometimes they'll even run the Save 90s for a whole month, right? That's when you got to start grabbing extra contracts, extra accounts, really get some extra ones, because that's a fantastic sale. So I would definitely a billion percent recommend to never ever buy an account for the full price, because if you buy that account for the full price, there's 90% of the time a sale running. Just use the sale, use a discount code. If it doesn't take anything off, it doesn't take anything off, but try to use that code. Make sure you guys save some money on that. There's normally a sale going on, but that is about it. Alright guys, you guys got any questions? You guys know where to drop them down in the comments. Hit that like and subscribe button. Join our community. We live trade every day with you guys. Have a fantastic day. I hope these tips and tricks help get you guys funded. Let me know in the comments. Take care.